Hello, hello, hello. So we are going to make some Instapot turkey chili. I had some chili that I needed to go ahead and make, and I'm doubling this recipe. So I have the Instapot on saute, and this is 2 pounds for just someone that's making one of these. You only need 1 pound, but I'm doubling the recipe. So you have to brown the turkey, and I'm pretty sure you can use beef if you like, but I'm going to use turkey in this recipe in the Instapot, and you can do the same thing on the stove if you like. I have the Instapot, so I'm going to use it, but I'm going to brown this turkey, and it'll take a little bit to do that, but I will brown this, and then I will come back and we'll go on to the next step. All right, so we have browned this up for about 2 minutes. You can see there's still some little pink areas and stuff in there, but that's okay because we're about to add in onions. And remember, I am doubling this recipe, so this is 2 onions where it just calls for 1, but I am doubling this recipe. So this looks like a lot of onions, but I'm trying to cook a double batch so I can share. And those onions, they're supposed to be chopped. So it calls for 1 pound of ground turkey or ground beef and 1 onion chopped up. And this is still on saute, but if you were doing this on the stove, which I said you can do with no problem, you just brown it off. Before it was totally done, you would go ahead and throw your onions in the works. We're going to cook this for another 5 minutes or so. So, putting in the onions, and I'm going to add in the garlic as well. So I doubled this. It would normally be 2 cloves of minced garlic, but this is 4 cloves. Remember I said I doubled. And garlic is so good and aromatic. Just love how it makes my kitchen smell. And I love how it makes food taste good too. So anyway, there is the garlic and the onions added in here. And I'm going to saute this for another 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have let the mixture cook until the onions are translucent. Hope you can see that they are translucent. And now it's all a layering process. So the first thing that I'm going to add in here is 4 cups of chicken broth. That was 4 cups of chicken broth in here, and I'm going to stop stirring. I have a habit of stirring, but you don't want to keep stirring in here. And the next thing I'm going to add in here is the green peppers. So this is 2 cut up green peppers. You only need 1. Not stirring, just pushing it down in the pot. And then we're adding 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. I'm using petite tomatoes, no salt added. Try not to put in too much salt, so there's 2 of that. And I hope I don't run into an issue, because this is a 6 quart, but I'm going to be adding a lot of stuff in here. Anyway, so I'm adding in, it calls for fire roasted tomatoes, but I am using the Rotel in here. had this full once before and I was okay, but I've never done this in here. So this is a first. We will see how this acts. And then we're going to add our kidney beans. And there's one can, and I've already rinsed them. And I actually used whatever I had in the house. So there's another can of kidney beans. And I didn't have black beans, so I am improvising with some pinto beans because that's what I had available. This doesn't work out in the Instant Pot. I'll come back and let you know I put it on the stove. So I'm adding the beans in here, and then I'm adding a can of corn in here. I hope this all works. My last thing to get in here is actually I have frozen corn. I am really pushing the envelope here. Really pushing the envelope here. So I'm putting in that corn. And my last thing is some tomato paste. So let's see. I'll put it in like little sections here. Go do the other end. This is truly an experiment. I have never had my Instant Pot this full. Normally it's with cabbage. So you know cabbage cooks down, but we will see. I think I'm maybe in for a little mess here, but we will see. It's one can. And you would only need one if you're just doing the regular recipe. But again, I'm pushing the envelope and I'm doubling it because I wanted to get rid of all of that turkey all at once. Oh, I think I'm really pushing it. Pushing the envelope here, guys. This lid, when it goes on, I can just see me causing an issue. But anyway, onward and upward. So I think this may turn into a put it on the stove deal, but I'm going to try to put the top on anyway and let's see what happens. Let's see. And we're going to go ahead and take it and do the manual, and I'm going to do this for 5 minutes. I have to push down until I get to 5 minutes because I had it up at 80 minutes when I did my beans. So I'm at 20. I'm at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. And there. It's on seal. And let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't get a big mess. All right. It says it's on and it's ready. And I'll come back and let you know if I was able to keep it in here or if I had to go transfer it to the stove. I forgot one thing, and it's very important. How about all the seasonings? So I'm going to kind of push them off to the side here, all the way around. And it is chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, a little salt, a little pepper. Again, I'll tell you how this works out. All right, guys, so here it is simmering on the stove because I did not think it was a good idea to keep it in the Instant Pot, and it was all the way to the top. So think the pressure might have caused me to break my Instapot, and I didn't want to do that. So I decided to take it and put it on the stove. It's been simmering. I brought it to a boil and it simmered for about 35 minutes, 45 minutes. I tasted and then adjusted the seasons accordingly. I added a little more paprika, not paprika, I'm sorry. I added a little bit more of chili powder and some more ground cumin to the mix, and just added a little bit more salt and pepper. And it is awesome. I like it. Just gonna let it simmer a little bit longer, and then I'm going to plate me a bowl. So I'll come back and let you see that once it's done. So here is the finished product, all plated up, and I am ready to tear into this chili. It is going to be so good. So I am back and I'm trying. It's hot, it's nice and hot. Very good. Very good, very good. Reminds me of my mommy, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to continue to enjoy this, but I hope you try it, even with my mishap of trying to use doubling the recipe. That was really the issue, but trying to use the Instapot and doubling the recipe in my 6-quart when it probably would have been better to have an 8-quart. But I finished it on the stove and it still turned out excellent. So please try it. I think you'd enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.